Hello children, for our English class today, we are going to revise lesson 1.2, A Thief's Story. This is a wonderful story written by Ruskin Bond, and it tells us how kindness and compassion can change or transform the evil intentions of even the most hardened of hearts. Let us read the story together. I was still a thief when I met Anil, and though only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. So the thief, who is a 15-year-old boy, begins to tell us his story. When he met Anil, he was already quite experienced and fairly successful. At what? At stealing. Anil was watching a wrestling match when I approached him. He was about 25, a tall, lean fellow, and he looked easygoing, kind, and simple enough for my purpose. I hadn't had much luck of late and thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. So, what was the purpose of this 15-year-old thief? His purpose was to get into Anil's confidence and then cheat him. So how does he go about winning the confidence of Anil? You look a bit of a wrestler yourself, I said. A little flattery or false praise helps in making friends. So do you, he replied, which put me off for a moment because at that time I was rather thin. Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. So in a very humble way, he said to Anil, yes, I do some wrestling. What do you think he was talking about? He was talking about the times when he gets caught and then he has to wriggle his way out and wrestle his way out to try and run away. What's your name? Hari Singh, I lied. I took a new name every month. Why do you think he did that? That kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. So we are introduced here to this little boy who was a thief, a 15-year-old boy, and he was trying to win the confidence of Anil so that he could cheat him. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting, lifting and throwing each other about. I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away. I followed casually. Hello again, he said. I gave him my most appealing smile. I want to work for you, I said. Appealing here means the most attractive smile. But unfortunately, it was a fake smile. He was just trying to win the confidence of Anil. But I can't pay you. I thought that over for a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. Hari thought, have I made a mistake in selecting Anil as the next person to cheat? He doesn't have any money. So Hari asked, can you feed me? Can you cook? I can cook. I lied again. Hari is confessing that the first time he had lied about his name. Now the second time he lied to Anil again and said yes, he could cook. If you can cook, then maybe I can feed you. He took me to his room over the Jamna sweet shop and told me I could sleep on the balcony. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible because Anil gave it to a stray dog and told me to be off. But I just hung around, smiling once again in my most appealing way, and he couldn't help laughing. Later, he patted me on the head and said, never mind, he'd teach me to cook. He also taught me to write my name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and to add numbers. I was grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. So, what are the things that he promised to teach Hari after taking him to his room? He promised to teach him, first of all, cooking. He also taught him to write his name, and he would also teach him to add numbers in the days to come. So we see that Hari won Anil's confidence and trust and began to live with him. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made the tea in the morning and then would take my time buying the day's supplies, usually making a profit of about a rupee a day. How did he make this profit? It was very simple. When he went out shopping, he would not return the change to Anil. Instead, he would keep 1 rupee to himself. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he did not seem to mind. Anil made money by fits and starts. That means in short, irregular intervals. He would borrow 1 week, lend the next. He kept worrying about his next check. But as soon as it arrived, he would go out and celebrate. It seems he wrote for magazines. A queer way to make a living. According to Hari, writing for a magazine was a very strange way to earn money. One evening, he came home with a small bundle of notes, saying he had just sold a book to a publisher. At night, I saw him tuck the money under the mattress. Now, the little bundle of notes reminded Hari of the real reason why he had come to stay with Anil. And he began to think. I had been working for Anil for almost a month, and apart from cheating on the shopping, had not done anything in my line of work. I had every opportunity for doing so. Anil had given me the key to the door and I could come and go as I pleased. He was the most trusting person I ever met. And that is why it was so difficult to rob him. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he can afford to be robbed. But it's difficult to rob a careless man. Sometimes he doesn't even notice he's been robbed. And that takes all the pleasure out of the work. Here Hari is making another confession. He says it would give him pleasure if the person he robbed would be distressed and sad. If he robbed somebody and the person didn't even notice, what was the fun in that? Well, it's time I did some real work, I told myself. I'm out of practice. And if I don't take the money, he'll only waste it on his friends. After all, he doesn't even pay me. So he began to find all the excuses he could to take away Anil's money and run away from his house. That night, Hari began to make his plan. Anil was asleep. A beam of moonlight stepped over the balcony and fell on the bed. I sat up on the floor, considering the situation. If I took the money, I could catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. Slipping out of the blanket, I crept up to the bed. Anil was sleeping peacefully. His face was clear and unlined. Even I had more marks on my face, though mine were mostly scars. Anil's face showed no sign of worry or anxiety. And Hari thought even his own face had more scars. Children, what do you think could have caused the scars on Hari's face? It was probably because of the beatings that he had received when he used to steal from people. My hand slid under the mattress, searching for the notes. When I found them, I drew them out without a sound. Anil sighed in his sleep and turned on his side towards me. I was startled, I was taken aback with surprise and shocked, and quickly crawled out of the room. When I was on the road, I began to run. I had the notes at my waist, held there by the string of my pajamas. I slowed down to a walk and counted the notes. 600 rupees in 50s. I could live like an oil-rich Arab for a week or two. When I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office. I had never bought a ticket in my life, but dashed straight to the platform. The Lucknow Express was just moving out. The train had still to pick up speed, and I could have been able to jump into one of the carriages. But I hesitated. For some reason, I can't explain, and I lost the chance to get away. Hari had the most wonderful chance to jump on the train and move out of that place, but somehow he could not go. What caused him to hesitate? It was his conscience which pricked him. He felt guilty of robbing the very person who treated him kindly and trusted him. When the train had gone, I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. There was no one else around. I had no idea where to spend the night. I had no friends, believing that friends were more trouble than help. Why do you think Hari thought that having friends was more trouble than help? In his line of work, probably he thought that if one of his friends was caught by the police, automatically he would talk about all the others and the police would be able to catch all of them. So he thought it was better not to have any friends. And I did not want to make anyone curious by staying at one of the small hotels near the station. The only person I knew really well was the man I had robbed. Leaving the station, I walked slowly through the bazaar. And then, wandering around aimlessly through the bazaar, Hari's mind was filled with thoughts about Anil. In my short career as a thief, I had made a study of men's faces when they had lost their goods. Now, children, studying a person's face is also called as face reading, and it is the art or the skill of being able to read a person's thoughts by studying the expressions on his face. Anil was very good at this. A greedy man showed fear when he is robbed. The rich man showed anger. The poor man showed acceptance. But I knew that Anil's face, when he discovered the theft, would only show a touch of sadness. Not the loss of money, but for the loss of trust. Staying with Anil for a month, Hari had learned that Anil did not care much about money, but he would surely be sad that Hari had betrayed his trust. I found myself in the Maidan and sat down on a bench. Maidan is a Hindi word which means on an open ground. The night was chilly. It was early November and a light drizzle added to my discomfort. Soon it was raining quite heavily. My shirt and pajamas stuck to my skin and a cold wind blew the rain across my face. So here was Hari, all alone, wondering what was to be done next. Let us see what decision he takes. I went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. The clock showed midnight. I felt for the notes. They were damp from the rain. They had become a little moist. Anil's money. In the morning, he would probably have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema. But now I had it all. I couldn't cook his meals, run to the bazaar, or learn to write whole sentences anymore. He began to regret running away from Anil. He would not be able to live with Anil anymore, and he would not learn to write sentences anymore. He had lost his only chance of living a respectable life. I had forgotten about them in the excitement of the theft. Whole sentences, I knew, could one day bring me more than a few 100 rupees. It was a simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be a really big man, a clever and respected man, was something else. I should go back to Anil, I told myself, if only to learn to read and write. We saw previously how Hari had tried to find excuses to cheat Anil and run away from him. And now, once again, he's trying to find some excuse to go back to Anil's house. I hurried back to the room, feeling very nervous, for it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. He was very nervous because it's easy to steal, but to return the stolen goods to their place without being noticed is very difficult. I opened the door quietly, then stood in the doorway in the clouded moonlight. Anil was still asleep. I crept to the head of the bed and my hand came up with the notes. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a minute. Then my hand found the edge of the mattress and slipped under it with the notes. Hari had finally decided to come back home and return the stolen money to its place. His conscience had not allowed him to cheat the only man who trusted him, and that was Anil. I awoke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. He stretched out his hand towards me. There was a 50-rupee note between his fingers. My heart sank. I thought I had been discovered. Hari felt depressed and sad because he thought that his theft was discovered and now Anil was trying to give him 50 rupees and he was going to ask him to leave. Instead, Anil said, "I made some money yesterday," he explained. "Now you'll be paid regularly." My spirits rose once again. Hari felt hopeful. Had Anil not discovered what he had tried to do the previous night? But when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. "Today we'll start writing sentences," he said. He knew. Hari realized that Anil knew everything about what he had done the previous night. He had tried to steal Anil's money and run away. But neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. Anil had decided to end the entire matter and not bring it up the next morning. He had decided to forgive Hari with a kind and compassionate heart. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself without any effort. So once again, Hari gave Anil his appealing smile, but this time it was not a fake smile. It was a genuine smile of love, affection, and gratitude. So, children, we come to the end of the lesson, and let us also revise the two writing skills that we had done with this lesson. The first one is character sketch. Question 7 in your textbook is write a character sketch of Hari Singh. Now on your screen on the left hand side, you can see the character sketch of Hari Singh, and on the right hand side, you can see the format of writing a character sketch which can be used for any character in any story. Let us go through it. Hari Singh was a 15-year-old boy who was a petty thief. He introduces himself as Hari Singh, but that was not his real name. Hari had spent his entire life befriending people, taking employment with them, and then cheating them. He was therefore wanted by the police. He was thin and weak and was looking for a person to cheat when he met Anil. So this is our first paragraph, which gives us the physical or general description and background of Hari Singh. In the second paragraph, Hari's life went through a complete transformation when he met Anil. Initially, Hari began to live with Anil with an intention of cheating him. But Anil was so friendly, simple, and trusting that Hari began to like him. On one occasion, he tried to run away with money stolen from Anil, but his conscience would not allow him to do so. Anil's goodness had compelled Hari to turn over a new leaf. And the second paragraph gives us the deeper characteristics of Hari's life. The second paragraph tells us how he began with an evil intention, but at the end of the story, he was completely transformed. The third paragraph, hence, Hari is a positive character who endears himself to the readers. His struggle with his past lifestyle reminds us that we all have bad habits that we have to change. The character of Hari is indeed lovable and appealing. So in the third paragraph, we have a personal view about this character. Though he was a thief, he is loving, he is lovable and appealing. In this way, children, using this format, you can prepare the character sketch of any character from any story. The second writing skill is dialogue writing. And in your textbook, question 9 says, imagine that Anil catches Hari red-handed when Hari is stealing the money from under the mattress. Compose a short dialogue between the two which reflects Anil's shock and Hari's repeated apologies. Again, on your left-hand side, you have the dialogue, and on the right-hand side is the format for any dialogue between any two characters. Let us take a look. We begin with the introduction. This is a conversation between Anil and Hari when Anil catches Hari red-handed while stealing money from under the mattress. And then we come to the actual dialogue. Anil, hey there, what do you think you're doing, Hari? Hari, I'm just trying to adjust your mattress. Anil, and why would you try to do that in the middle of the night? Hari, the mattress has become lumpy. I thought you would be uncomfortable. You must change your mattress. Anil, Hari, I know that you are lying to me. You were trying to reach for the money under the mattress, weren't you? Hari, no, not at all. Anil, how could you do such a thing, Hari? I trusted you and provided all your needs. Yet you chose to cheat me. I don't think I can trust you again. Hari, No, Anil sir. Please don't say that. I'm sorry. Anil, go to sleep, Hari. I should never have trusted a vagabond like you. Hari, please forgive me, sir. Give me another chance. Anil, I said, go to sleep. We will talk about it in the morning. I cannot ask you to leave the house at this hour. So these are the exchanges between Anil and Hari. And if you look at the right hand side, there are some instructions to be followed while writing the actual dialogue. First of all, you need to have minimum 10 dialogues. Start with a greeting. Now, in this particular dialogue, you cannot begin with a hello or a hi because Anil suddenly discovers that Hari is trying to steal from him. So, we have started with an exclamation. Come straight to the main subject. End with a leave taking. Here, Anil tells Hari to go to sleep and that they would talk about the issue in the morning. Remember, no slang is allowed and no code mixing, which means you cannot use words from other languages like Hindi or Marathi or any other language in your dialogue. So these were the formats for dialogue writing and character sketch. I'm sure these will help you to write any dialogue or any character sketch henceforth. That's all for today, children. Thank you. You will find a Word document attached below. It has all the answers of this lesson. If you have not completed your answers already, please see that you complete your answers now. Wherever possible, you can write the answers in the textbook itself. And wherever there is no space, you will have to write the answers in your notebook. You're also requested to copy the format for character sketch and dialogue writing in your notebook along with the actual pieces given in this video. Thank you.